Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I welcome you specially to this wonderful time of it's a music session, and this is a vocal training class. Okay, and I want to say this: this is going to be your best musical experience yet. Wow. That deserves a bigger round of applause. Come on, people! You deserve a bigger round of applause to that. Come on. All right. Okay. Without much ado, we're going to delve right into the business of the day. We are here for a vocal session, but we have to know what our foundations are. And that's why we're going to start from the basic and the most asked questions everywhere. Go on YouTube, you find this everywhere. And probably the most construed topic as well. What is music? Can someone just tell me what your thought is about this topic?
Well, I feel music is like a series of sounds organized in time, employing melody, harmony.
I want to be sure you're not reading that online.
I'm not.
Okay.
It's like a combination of sounds
okay.
that are pleasing to the ear.
Okay.
Pleasing sounds.
Okay. Any other person? Yes?
Is the combination of sounds.
To
make a good meaning to the hearing.
Good. Combination of sound that makes a good meaning to the hearing. I like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Mm-hmm. Not at all. All right. Okay. Now, if I'm going to take something from the three of you that spoke, I believe you all mentioned sound. I mentioned this is a vocal class, and there's no way you talk about the voice without talking about sound, because we're actually making sound with our voices, right? Yeah. So, you guys said sound. And that is the foundation. Music is all about sounds and how we manipulate and configure and color all this to give us a beautiful meaning. And the aim is to give it to the hearers, to the audience in the most appealing manner. Okay? Regardless of your preferences, everybody can relate to good music when they hear it. Yeah. Now, everybody can also dislike and be appalled by bad music or bad singing, So we want to be sure we understand what music is, and then we define what's good singing or good music or bad music. Now, if that you've said, which you are all correct, is what music is, then probably we should define what music is not. That already tells us that disorganization, rather, is not part of music. Because you are saying organizing sound. So now, anything being disorganized, not having a good form, is not part of beautiful. I like that. Can you say it louder? Noise, okay. Nobody likes noise, come on. Yeah. All right, so we have to be sure we are doing it in a very organized manner. You said organization of sound that is meaningful. Somebody said that. What was that? That makes meaning. Yes. Now, you cannot just organize sound that is, you cannot define what you're hearing. It will just sound like the jungle, you're in the jungle. There are some songs there are some sounds you hear there that is not organized at all. Be like, come on, what's happening here? It could be creepy. So it must make meaning to the hearing. Okay? Now, music, probably I should come in here. First of all, this is one area nobody talks about. Begins with silence. You cannot have music without silence. Now, someone said the opposite of noise is silence. All right? So, for you to have music, good, meaningful music, the silence there does not connote you being quiet and absolutely still. It connotes discipline. It connotes being put together. Now, it connotes a clean start as well. Having a silence, of course, it has that too in its context. But it connotes discipline. A lot of people want to get on stage and sing, and they are not put together, unsure of what they are. Well, they rehearsed, they've perfected all they are working out on. But once they get on stage, their mind are on so many things. They want to be sure they hit the right notes. They want to be sure they get the modulation correctly. The arrangement, they don't forget. Instrumental is my intro. Hope I'm not going to miss it and all that. So they are distracted and they are like trying to get this information or this signal to this and that, and that alone can disorganize. You can see why you need to be silent. Okay? Someone told me something funny. It's not in the context anyway. He says silence has the same letters as listen. Have you checked it? Just transcribe and put them together. You see that they form the same thing. Silence, listen. Is that okay? It means you are paying attention to what you're about to do at that moment as a group and as individual. Okay? Now, music involves sound. We can settle that already. Our voices produce what? Our human voice produces what? Sound. Now, the context of the voice now, I want to move into our main topic or our main focus for today, and that is the human voice. In all my years of training, I came to realize at a point, having trained a lot of people about in voices and the likes of it, building up their capacity and the likes of it, I come to realize that we train on what to do, how to do this, how to sing this, how to riff, how to blend, how to harmonize, how to do all that stuff. But we don't actually understand the primary instrument, which is our voice. How many of you have seen the structure of the vocal fold? The picture or the video? Anyway. Okay, I want to be sure it will be on the link in this video for everyone to see. Now, the voice is made up of 3 major components. Someone say 3.
3.
All right. Can you mention it? You don't know?
No.
You never given it a thought? You've never given it a thought, right? Okay. The voice is actually made up of 3 major components. Number 1 is the breath, or as it's called, the generator. Number 2 is the vocal fold, as it's called, the vibrator. And number 3 is the nasal, oral, pharynx, the mouth, and the nasal cavity, the articulators, and that's what they call the resonator, the face entirely. You hear some people talking about some of these things on YouTube. You say you feel the sound here, you feel the sound in the mouth and all that. That is where you feel the vibration of the sound. Okay? You hear chest voice, you feel the vibration here and all that. So beyond all that, these are the 3 major the components, of your voice. So if you want to train your voice, if you want to improve your voice, you want to know where you're lacking, you have to know what it's made up of, which is your breath, which is your generator, your vibrator, or your resonator. And you have to know where you're lacking so you can know what to actually attend to. So today, I know everybody may not be in the same category, may not have the same need as your faces are, so are your needs vocally. But we're going to try as much as possible to brush through every one of it for each one of you and collectively. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Come on, you guys are not excited. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So, first of all, we're going to deal with the most important and the most basic, which is what? The breath, the generator. I'm sure every one of us know, without a generator, there can be no power.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The generator is likened to power. Okay? If you're running on generator right here, if anything should happen to that generator, immediately the power supply will be cut.
Yes.
I believe you all agree with me.
Yeah.
So, as someone said, if you can't breathe correctly, if your breathing mechanism is not in perfect alignment, full functioning capacity and capability, you are not a singer. Should I say that again? If you can't, okay, some of you are already judging yourself. Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, don't worry, don't judge yourself too quickly.
Okay.
Relax. Okay, no matter the level you are, there's beauty in music. Okay, there's beauty in music. But we're striving towards excellence. Every one of us do. So, but it's good to understand what it demands. If you cannot breathe correctly, then the generator is faulty. If a generator cannot work properly, it's coming on and going off. There's no way it can supply good, steady power supply, let alone take enough load on it. Is that okay? So we have to understand these basic things. The power, so the generating set of our voice must be at its full capacity to deliver. And now, you may be able to deliver a very short, beautiful song, or sing a short, beautiful phrase, or probably one set of song delivery, and it will sound very okay. But your voice is meant to last you your lifetime. right? Or do you want a time your voice should retire?
No.
Okay, so you have to put it in good shape, okay? So that is that for that. We're going to go into the practicals, as I've told you, but this is just to set the foundation. We know what we are dealing with. Now, the other aspect is the vocal fold, which is the vibrator. Now, the power supplies from the breath, which is the breath, that's the generator. It goes through our lungs into the vocal fold or the larynx. This is what they call Adam's apple, yeah? Okay? Now, that's where the vocal fold is. It's like a V-shaped membrane, very, very soft and delicate, fragile, I mean. But yes, it's one of the most powerful instruments in our body. It vibrates so fast, and that's where the sound is generated, okay? Ha! You get that sound there. Now, the vibration is going to be distorted or is going to be affected if the power supply, if the breath, sorry, I'm using that interchangeably, okay?
Yeah.
Bear with me. If the breath, which is the generator, is not supplied consistently and sufficiently, I'm sure you understand what I mean.
Yes, sir.
If you are pushing too much than it needs, you have a bad sound. If you are putting too little than it needs, you have a bad sound. Now, aside that, the vocal fold itself needs to be in good shape. And that's why I hear a lot of vocal coaches talking about you drinking enough water, fluid, to keep it hydrated. You don't want your vocal fold to be dry. And I believe that's why you all have your bottle of water here. Okay? You don't want your vocal fold to be dry. It needs to be moisturized and hydrated all the time. It's so important. It needs also to be as flexible, as free as possible, so it can vibrate. It's the one generating the sound, right? So it needs that flexibility, that freedom to vibrate. And if it's not vibrating correctly, it won't give you the right sound or the correct tone you're looking for. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, it elongates. There are a lot of technicalities to it. We have the cricothyroid, we have the thyroid arytenoid. I don't want to confuse you with those grammar. One is for strength. The cricothyroid is for agility. You that like running skills, as it's been said, that's what comes into play, into work there. Then we have the thyroid arytenoid. That's for strength, where you sing in your chest voice. You have that powerful push. Brothers, we give those heavy notes and heavy sound. That is what comes into place. There are so many of them that are there. I don't want to bore you with all those technical names. But you need to get that too, also in perfect shape. Is that okay? Now the third is the resonator, right?
Yeah.
The resonator is where you resound, where the sound, the vibration is felt. Now, where the sound is composed or is shapened to give you different sound. Like I told someone, there are a way you can actually sound a single vowel and modify it, and you get different without doing anything here to your generator or your vibrator, just your resonator. And that's where you feel the head voice, the mixed voice, and the likes of it. So you can sound ha. I can change the color of the sound, the texture, the way it feels, by just modifying the resonator. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So when you sing as a group, or especially as a group, you are meant to understand what color you're using per time. It's not enough to say, okay, I'm doing this, we're doing this piece of song, we're going to harmonize beautiful, our voice is going to come in strongly. What texture are you using? And in texture, we have a number of them. We have the very soft. We have the soft. We have the normal. I'm talking my normal voice. We have the hard, and we have the very hard. Those are various textures you use in a song. So before you sing any song, you must agree, what texture are we using? Is that okay? That applies to you singing a solo. Okay? Individual performance. You can change the color and texture and the feel of your voice based on what the song needs. And you have to predetermine this. Not on stage you do all this. You have to predetermine this in your rehearsal and your preparation. So you be sure that you are given you're communicating the exact thing you intend to communicate to your audience. Is that okay? And that's the beauty of music. Ability to be able to manipulate the sound. Now, permit me to say this here. A trained human voice can make any sound. A trained human voice can make any sound. And by any, I mean any. You can make any sound. You can sound like him. Do you believe that? It sounds strange, right? Okay. It's possible. Well, your vocal texture and components may not necessarily support that. But a trained when you work on it and you're working towards achieving that sound, there'll be a point that things you need to manipulate and adjust to make sure you produce that sound. Now, this is also a little bit limited by the range, by the scope of your range. We'll talk about all that later on, okay? So, having known all this foundation, I believe we can delve into the practicals. Are you ready? Or yes, we should still, or probably should have a little bit of interaction. Do you have any question? None? For now. Okay, thank you.